Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Kelly's Bead Boutique. So today we're going to make a really beautiful pair of earrings that have a few fun different techniques in it. Now they may look a little familiar to you because I did actually make them a few years ago, but that kit sold out in no time at all. So I whipped another one up and it's just a slightly different. It's got some different kind of beads in there, but it's the same sort of technique. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy how I take these components and create something so beautiful. So if you want to see what I'm making, come and join me. So to make our beautiful pair of earrings today, we're going to be using some head pins, some spacers, ear wires, bead caps, some Chinese crystals, and a couple different kinds of Czech glass, some wavy spacers, and some rhinestone spacers. We're also going to need some fire line, and I just used a 6-pound fire line, and this is in the smoke color. Now to make these pair of earrings, you're also going to need one of the beading needles. I think it's very used. You can tell it's all bent up. It doesn't really matter what they look like as long as they work. And I think this is probably a size 12, I believe. If you buy a kit, it will not come with these, so you would have to buy those separately, but most people seem to have a beading needle kicking around. You may be able to create it without the needle, but because I have bad eyesight, I'm going to use a needle to make my life a whole lot easier. I'm also going to be using for my tools a pair of round nose pliers. I've got some bent chain nose pliers, some regular chain nose pliers, and a pair of cutters. Now something that you don't absolutely have to have, but I find it creates a little nicer end, is a thread zapper. If you're brave, you can also use a lighter. Some people have some success with that. If you don't want to use either, you could just trim the fire line down and put a little dab of glue to secure it. So there's all kinds of things that you can do, but I'm going to be using the thread zapper. Now, if you buy a kit, these come sort of bent, and so what I'm going to do beforehand, because I don't expect everybody to have a plastic mallet and a bench block, but I'm going to take them and just hammer them down, and you can see how much effort that actually took. Not a lot. I just want to take that bend out so that it sits really nicely in my earring. So if you buy a kit, they will come pre-hammered like that for you. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut myself about, 12, 14 inches of my fire line. We're going to give you plenty in your kit. So I do find that if you just try to put that through your needle, it's kind of blunted out there. So I like to take my pliers and just kind of squish down a little bit. And when you can see what it does, it sort of flattens that out and it makes it just a whole lot easier to put through my needle. So I'm going to grab my needle and then I'm going to put this through. And wouldn't you know, right before this video, I put some lotion on because my hands looked kind of craggy because it's very, very dry out. And so now it's going to make this 10 times harder, but hopefully we can make it work. Okay, so now you're going to need 6 of these beads for each earring. We're going to give you 13 if you buy a kit, just because, sometimes we have kitty cats that knock things over, or we knock things over like I did when I was making them. And then I realized, okay, well, what if we drop one and we just cannot find it under the desk or something? So we're going to give you 13, but you're only going to need 6 for each one. So you're going to need a total of 12. So I want to make sure that I run my beads towards the end. Leave yourself enough for tying. And then I'm going to just tie a little knot. And I want to make sure it's down far enough so that I've left myself enough for the next pair, or the next part of my earrings, the other side. Because if you go in the middle of this, then you're not going to have enough. So I'm just tying a couple knots. And then I like how it looks when I have reinforced this. So I'm going to go back through a second time, but you don't have to. It can be a little bit more challenging to get through the beads, depending on how tight you went. But so even if you're not a sewer or used to beading like this, this is pretty easy. We're just making a little ring of beads. So we're just going around and then reinforcing it. So now if you don't have a needle, again, we will have these available to purchase on the website, but if you don't have them, you might be able to get through the beads with the fire line, but my eyesight just couldn't do that. So I took off the needle because I don't want to poke myself, and now I'm just going to tie another couple of knots. So I just want to make sure it's nice and secure. All right, so if you do not have a thread zapper, what you're going to do is you're going to trim this off as close as you feel comfortable. So I would trim it off like right down here. and then I would take a little tiny dab of glue, let it set up, and then I would trim off as much as I could, you know, because I don't want to see any of these little things poking out. But because I have a thread zapper, I'm going to heat this up and I'm going to zap the ends, and hopefully I've got enough there to zap. All right, so I think we might have one of these for sale. I can't remember. We stopped carrying tools because of the freight from Canada. It was getting too expensive, but these are readily available. So you want to make sure you've always got new batteries in them, and hopefully these are new batteries in mine. And then what you do is you just singe it down. And so you just kind of, I'm trying to make sure I get this on camera. You can see it starting to smoke. So you just kind of push that down. I probably have a little bit too much there, but yeah, I definitely have a bit too much. So I would probably trim that up a little bit more, but you know what? You can just kind of poke it in there and then nobody's going to see it because it's going to be on the inside of the earring. So there we go. We just have like a little beaded ring like that. So that's what you're going to make 2 of those for your earrings. So if you want, you can make both of them at the same time, you know, make one and then make another, and then you're ready for some assembly. Okay, so now that we got sort of the hardest part, I don't think they're hard at all, but now that we've got that part out of the way, we're going to start some assembly here. So I've got my head pin, and then I'm going to take my bead cap and put that on the bottom. And I just put that on for a little extra interest. And then we're going to take our rondelle, and then we're going to put on our little beaded ring. Now, I find if we don't do this next step, then this beaded ring tended to kind of flop around like that. So I've got this little spacer that I'm going to put in the middle. And when I put that down, it just kind of helps center this. It's just the perfect size, and it just sort of holds that ring from flying around. Now we're going to take our flattened disc, because again, if I take this disc and put it on, you can see it's got a bit of a curve there, and it works okay, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I said, well, I'm going to flatten it out. So I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to put on my rhinestone spacer, and then my 8mm melon bead. And so now you can see we've got a nice little stack here. So now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and I'm going to place them on top of the melon bead, and then I'm going to use my thumb and I'm going to push away. So I'm just creating the beginning of a nice round loop here. Okay, so now I'm going to go down towards the end of my pliers because we don't have a lot of metal here, so I want to be a little bit on the frugal side when I'm creating my loops. So I'm going to go towards the end and up and over and down, rotate my plier and bring that to the back. And then I just want to make sure that this looks nice and neat like that. I want to have it so that it's sitting right on top of the beads like that. Now I do find, because these are very heavy duty and they we don't have a lot of metal here, I do find it easier to grab the end of my wire with the end of my bent chain nose pliers, and I'm going to pull that nice and snug and then come right around and let go. We don't want to wrap it around and around because it's going to wrap around our pliers, and we do not have a lot of metal here. All right, so I'm going to wrap that nice and neat. You can see how neat that looks. Bring it around a third time. And then I'm just going to kind of grab this. Now you can use your pliers again. I'll show you with pliers. And then I'm going to push that down until it sort of goes to the back. And then what I'm going to do is just snip off that little tiny bit. You don't have to. I'll actually show you what it'll look like if you don't. Some people are just a little nervous about cutting that little tiny bit off. So if you don't, let's just keep pushing nice and gentle. I don't want to crack the beads. So we'll just go all the way around. And that's what it looks like. All right, so even if you have that little tiny bit of a extra metal at the front there, you can't even see that. Now we're going to open up our ear wire. So I just come across and bend it like that. And then I do think that there is sort of what I call a front side or back side to your earrings. I think this looks like the back side to me, and that this definitely looks like the front because this is nice and flat. So I turn that towards the front. And then I take my ear wire and I just close it up so that there's no gap there because we don't want that falling off. So let me just get all my tools out of the way and I'll show you the completed pair. So there you go, there's the completed pair. I am loving how beautiful these are. I think that they have a really gorgeous sort of romantic vintage vibe to them. I really think they are super, super pretty and so easy to make. And yes, you can make them too, even if you've never really made jewelry before. So as I mentioned before, these will be available in kit form. To access the kits, you go to the description box below this video and there will be a link that will take you to my fully secure website. So if you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please give me a big thumbs up, leave me a like, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you do so. please make sure to leave me a comment and let me know if you're going to give these ones a try. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.